Hello students, I am Grishma Dalal from Faculty of Pharmacy, Dr. Subhash Technical Campus. We are going to continue Material of Plant Construction 1.4. This is the fourth portion of Material of Plant Construction. As we know, in our previous video, we have already discussed that we are going to focus on classification of material of plant construction. In this, we have already covered cast iron, steel carbon, stainless steel, right? Today we are going to focus on non-ferrous metals, that is aluminium and lead. So non-ferrous, starting from the most important and most widely used, that is aluminium. Cheap, lightweight and adequate mechanical strength. If you see, there are number of aluminium items that are used in regular day-to-day life, and this is the cheapest one. It also is light in weight and it offers a great mechanical strength. In addition to this, you can easily mold aluminium, right? So, aluminium can be strengthened by cold working. You can increase the strength of aluminium by cold working process. It is easy to maintain and clean. Just like stainless steel, aluminium is also really easy to maintain and clean. Hence, the utility is almost mostly recommended. However, limited used in plant and equipment construction. Even though there are lot of advantages, it has limited use in plant and equipment construction. So let us see advantages. High resistance to atmospheric condition, industrial fumes, vapor and fresh or salt waters. Aluminium can be used with concentrated nitric acid above 82% and acetic acid. So as you can see, this is a big advantage because it is highly resistant to any change in temperature. Also, industrial fumes, vapor and fresh or salt waters. Aluminium can be used with concentrated nitric acid above 82% and acetic acid also. Second advantage, thermal conductivity of aluminium is 60% that of pure copper. As you can see, thermal conductivity of aluminium is 60%. But there are also some of the disadvantages, like the mechanical strength decreases greatly above 150 degree. If you increase the temperature above 150 degree, then you will lose the strength. Aluminium cannot be used with strong caustic solution. You cannot use any strong caustic solutions. Many mineral acids attack aluminium. Mineral acid can highly affect aluminium. Oxide and hydroxide films are formed rapidly when its surface is exposed. Normally, this film is thickened by chemical and electrolytic means. This provides so-called anodized finishings. Now, if I repeat the last point, oxide and hydroxide films are formed rapidly. So, because of these films that are forming, it can lead to the surface exposed. Normally, this film is thickened by chemical and electrolytic means. These provide so-called anodized finishings. This is not good for aluminium. Uses: a super grade is preferred for food and pharmaceutical use. Aluminium of super grade are widely used in food factories. It is used in many heat transfer applications. These are used as meat storage containers. You must have seen in many different food factories or companies that use aluminium as their container widely. Also, aluminium, because it is non-toxic to microorganism, it has considerable use in biosynthetic process such as production of citric acid, gluconic acid and streptomycin by deep culture methods. It is most useful for construction of containers, namely drums, barrels, rail tankers, etc. Next is lead. Lead has the lowest cost and is used as collapsible tube material, particularly for non-food products such as adhesives, inks, paints, and lubricants. As you can see, lead has the lowest cost and is also used in collapsible tube. Lead tubes with internal linings are sometimes used for fluoride toothpaste. Lead chamber process is used in manufacturing of sulfuric acid. Disadvantage: lead has low melting point and hence possesses poor structural qualities. It has high coefficient of expansion. Therefore, the temperature strain result in permanent deformation. In pharmaceutical practice, lead has little use because of the risk of contamination even in traces, produces toxicity and of cumulative nature. If you concentrate and focus on some of the disadvantages, it has really low melting point and therefore it cannot be easily changed into structure because of poor structural qualities. It has a really high coefficient of expansion. Therefore, temperature strain results in permanent deformation. Once it is deformed, you cannot again form into the original shape. In pharmaceutical practice, it is really used very less because it has a traces that produces toxicity and that too of a cumulative nature, so there are high risk of contamination. Now, lead alloys with some modifications. Lead alloys with superior performance qualities have been established. For example, acid lead and copper lead are used in chemical industry. Alloys, which means you mix 2 or 3 different metals, right? So, with superior performance qualities, the researchers have found out which can be used in chemical industry. Lead with altering properties can be made by adding change. If you want a change in the property, then you can use this one, like silver and copper, which this improves the CR, that is corrosion resistance. Then next is antimony, tin, arsenic. It hardens and steel melting is low. The low melting point is really helpful in these cases. Why? Because of fabrication problems. Lead-lined steel structure are used for construction of pipe, walls, vessels designed for operations at high temperature, fluctuating temperatures or vacuum. Thank you. This was all about material of plant construction. We will continue in our next video. Thank you for your patience. Thank you.